Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. I have what I think is a 16 by 16 inch canvas, and I want to do some abstract expressionist artwork. And I'm going to start with some dazzling white, and I've got 10 or 15 minutes maximum right now to cover my background. This is Frosted Berry. After I just saw that fluid leak out, this is Pink Carnation. This is Frostbite, which is not looking very open. And I forgot I wanted to draw on the canvas. I have some water crayons that I'm not going to get open very easily right now. There we go. Let's just take a blue crayon . Leave some marks on behind. Kind of going about it a little backwards. You know what, I wanted some yellow and I didn't grab it. Got some Tuscan Sun. Grab a little more white. I wish I'd done the crayons first. Oh well. I've got some Inktense blocks too, but what am I looking for? Why don't we just go for this? Thinking about using some black cell activator just because I can. Probably going to be adding a whole lot more of everything. I don't mind if my spatula has some residual color. It's beginning to bleed, which is what I was hoping it was going to do. Some good marks in the background. I think it's almost time for some more white. So, way to start. Probably keep hitting it with the spatula as I watch it dissolve into the paint. And maybe I'll wait and come back when it's dry. We'll see. I love the bleeding effect though. I don't know if I want quinacridone, nickel, azo, gold, because that's what I'm thinking. I want something a little orange. And of course the blue's going to turn the yellow green. So I'd kind of be better off leaving that alone to a degree. I'm going to grab some orange. I know that was pink, but I was thinking this is what's left of my orange crush. That was probably more than I wanted to use too. But I'm not over it yet. I picked up that tickled pink and I think I'm going to pick it up again. I'll just play until the timer goes off. Might grab a clean spatula and use some black cell activator just because I can. I gotta make sure it goes on the right side though. It might be more than I want. Blow it around a little bit. These are exceptional canvases. They have really nice linen covers. They might not be deep edge, but they're really nice. I'm hearing the call to some blue. I think it's going to be this blue flame. I thought about the blue velvet, but I'm really not ready. I'm going to wipe off my spatula. Actually, I just put it in the bucket. I want something else down here. More pink carnation. I like the little cells that I've got. I like all the accidental additions of whatever was left over in my spatula too. So that means I'm going to be careful not to get rid of those things. I like the blue. I think I want more. I know I want some Whispering Wisteria. I use that right now. I might hit it first so I have residuals. Somehow I gotta figure out how to keep my fingernails out of the painting. I wanted something with more white than usual in the background, and I think I got it. Kind of wanted to scrape through a few things, but I seem to have put my favorite tool in the bucket, so maybe that's not happening right now. Or maybe I've got an alternative. Yeah, this is not the chisel tip, this is a sort of a pen tip style. Not sure about that. But I'm liking a lot of things about this. I want a little dancing fuchsia. It's almost time. And I do mean a little. Not sure about that. I kind of like it better before I did that. We need a little more tickled pink. I might use a clean spatula because this one is schmutzy. Or maybe I'll just try and clean it off. That's what my paint pans are for. Okay, it's a start, and I intend on adding some more to it. We'll see how that goes. So far I'm happy with everything I've got. Throw a little tiny bit. It's really strong. Or dancing fuchsia. I feel like something's missing, but I guess that's going to come in time. Okay, so I'm liking that. I don't want it to get too big. So I'm going to try and keep it as much like a line as possible. Something's happening in the kitchen. I'm not sure what it is. It sounds percussive. Not sure I like that. Right at the moment with that dazzling white background, it's pretty easy to remove stuff though. And then in theory I can probably use it somewhere else. Feeling a little more pink carnation, but what did I put it? There it is. I've got my light colored background. I want more pressed berry. But I've got other colors on my spatula, so it's probably going to be a little bit convoluted, which is okay. It's kind of what I want. It's totally what I want. Maybe I don't want that. I want a little more black. Right there, and maybe somewhere else too. That was just cell activator. Be cool if it activated some cells too. I like taking chances. I don't really gamble much except for in painting. I like the smeared effect too. I gotta get myself some sort of writing tool. I'm still not unhappy with all of this, but I think the call to the blue velvet is back. And if I use the blue velvet, I might be able to get away with using some white cell activator. I've got some Amsterdam white. Come on out. I'm not sure I'm in love with that, but that doesn't matter because I can always try something else. Like dancing fuchsia. Alright, it's taking on a life of its own, so I'm not sure if it's a stage 1 or trying to be done, but it's still a stage 1, I guess. And that's good for now. So I'm back to mess around with this. And I've got paintball Q-tips and some vivid intense pink and a bunch of other colors, and I'm going to add some dots in a moment. I think before then, I'm going to put that down. I'm going to use a little bit of yellow orange and add, strangely enough, because I like it, some interference gold. I don't know what the two will do together, but I'm willing to find out. Grab my small OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula. Without any paint chips, please. I just feel like it wasn't quite as done as I'd like it to be. And I can scrape away whatever I want, which is a nice thing. And layer colors, which is another nice thing. And I want something pink. I think I'm going to use Frosted Berry again, but I haven't used it for a few days, so I'm going to try and shake it up and mix it with a little bit of periwinkle. Now I've got this yellow mixture, and I don't think it's going to hurt anything to use it up someplace else. It might want augmentation. I want a little tiny bit of that pink. I got more than I bargained for. Let's grab a little bit of dazzling white. Just to diffuse that somewhat if I can. That was an industrial accident if ever there was one. I'm going to take my nail art tool and try and get that off of there. That worked out really well, actually. I really want to use some of this fluorescent pink. I gotta obviously be careful because it stains instantly. Now if I want to steal some with a Q-tip, I'm going to not drag it through the painting this time. You can always put black back in. I want some Rhapsody Rose. I'm not sure it's a great idea, but I'm going to try it anyway. I think I want it right here. So I'm just going to use a base of what I've already got. I'm getting in the zone. I'm going to snag a little bit of black. And try and take advantage of any colors I still have on my spatula. The nail art tool. That works really well for mark making, even over the black. made some interesting marks. I want to do that again. I love the little tendrily things that get dragged out. That's kind of cool. I'm kind of wanting to put some of this fluorescent pink down here. And I am going to go ahead and take a chance and use some of the gold, because if it makes an orangey color, it's really okay. I think I don't want to take a chance on my spatula being a problem. But I am going to wipe it off anyway. Just grab a new one. I think I'm going to continue on with my experimental, that's quinacridone nickel, excuse me, quinacridone magenta. That was weird. Yes, I got a little bit of black on my spatula, but I kind of like it. Giving yourself permission to mess up is not as easy as it sounds. Now I have to choose what to add that to. Ooh, that was frozen amethyst. That's not what I intended on picking up. But that's okay. There's some more interference. I'm going to use my dirty spatula too. So far, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm being called to some blue. Mysterious Mystique. And Blue Flame. And Oriental Blue. And I'm still going to leave the colors in my spatula. I don't want too much black in there. I'd like to use my residuals. That's as good a place as any, I think. I want a darker color. think the cerulean C is going to come into play. I wasn't sure how this would go. That was kind of loose. Let's use some periwinkle with it. I like the leftover blue in there. I love the colors peeking through. I'm always kind of chicken about allowing myself to get to this stage, but I'm glad I'm here. I just eradicated my yellow. I want it back. Fortunately, I can kind of have it to do with that white spot. Maybe use my rubber brush. It used to take a lot longer to do paintings, so now I'm thinking, you know, sometime in the future I want to do something else to this. There's nothing keeping me from doing that. Hearing the call to midnight shadow. Not sure about that yet. Actually, I see a place I want to put it, so maybe it will. As long as I can get it to come out. Let's put a dot up there. And I use my silicone brush with paint on it. Gotta be careful not to go over where I've been unless I'm ready for the paint to just release, because that seems to be what it wants to do. I love the miscellaneous strokes. I wasn't confident for a long time. I want something in here, and I'm not sure if it's Dancing Fuchsia. Maybe I should use a clean brush. Maybe not. I want some more black back in there, because it's just not, the texture of the canvas isn't doing it for me. I thought it wasn't going to pour out for a minute. I forget I can just pour my paint right on and leave it in lines if I so desire. Not this one because it's too heavy. Let's give it a spin and see if we can find some balance. Trying to get rid of the canvas texture for sure. Thought I was going to do dots and I didn't do any, did I? Completely forgot about that. My timer's going to go off any second. I have very few minutes, maybe even not even a minute. Just enough time to decide if I want to use the paint I put out. I'm thinking about using a little scoop, putting some dazzling white and some 24 karat gold and a few other colors into my pan. Scooping them up and applying them. Now, to the decor at 24 karat gold and dazzling white, I'm going to add the cerulean blue, some pink diamond, a little bit of dancing fuchsia, some mystical mystique, a little fandango, and I might add cell activator afterwards. I also got out some of this deep amethyst. I'm not sure how this is going to go, but I'm going to take my little scoop. I'm going to plan on a spot. I haven't really picked a good spot yet. Grab a little more. Continue on my journey. I think I'm just going to keep doing that. Hoping my head isn't completely blocking everything. I think it's time to turn it. I might have picked the right amount of paint. See where else we want to go. Thinking about adding some more color, but first grab a small silicone brush, try and use some of this color. I like that better, but I kind of want some yellow on this side. Thinking maybe the shovel that I got out. Some tickled pink. A little more white. Some of this neon pink from Folk Art. I keep being called back to, if I can lay my hands on it, there we go. Rhapsody Rose. I got enough. Now because there's yellow up there, thinking I'm going to use some yellow. And because it's got yellow orange up there, same thing. I heard that drip. I kind of like that drip actually. I'm still going to pick up the other colors that were here before. Now if I have a little bit left, I will use it. Even potentially with my silicone brush. I like the yellow, it makes a statement. I'm almost done and happy about it. Pretty sure I will use up most of my paint. And it turned out that I was making a background without even realizing it. Because I've got one yellow dot, I think I ought to add some more. Although they're not going to be strictly yellow. But that's okay. They're also very useful for covering things you're not that fond of. This is interesting. I've not done exactly this before. Can't wait to see what this looks like dry. Hi, this is Priscilla. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And if you'd like to be super helpful, please join the membership. My art is for sale. I'm here to help. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I have 2 books on paint pouring. They're found in the Amazon link, and the Amazon link is found on the link tree in the description underneath the video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you come again. Bye for now. Priscilla out.